What's up, everybody out there? Today is a Ableton Lite live tutorial. This is the live version. It is limited, so bear with me, and you'll learn a few tricks by the way. So this is the browser over here on the left hand corner, and you have your sounds, which you have subfolders you can throw in. You can't not throw in the audio track, but you can throw in the MIDI track, and once it's loaded, you can play your keyboard or your computer keyboard. And I don't think it's working because I think this is a pad. Let me drag another one. So once you want to get notes in, you just double click the MIDI track headers. You have 8 clip tracks, so you can double click the clip track, and then it makes a MIDI clip. So right here is the piano roll where you can draw your MIDI notes. You can move them around. You can move them off grid. You can copy them. You can copy them. You can move them up and down with your computer keyboard. And right here are your length. See, if somebody says you have an 808, you can scroll it up to 8 beats and 8 bars. Or if you just want to just lay a 2-bar measure down, you can scroll it down there, but make sure your arrow is all the way back. And you can duplicate notes, move them around. Right here is the velocity. You can move these down and up. But when they move up in singles, if you look at the top, that's the note that your volume up and down in. Excuse me. And all this is in good order to know MIDI, and you can just play your notes or whatever. So I just play some notes. See, it's low. If I select it, scroll that up, you can hear it. So a lot about Ableton Live Lite is limited. So if I Control D as a shortcut for duplicating, if I duplicated it, I would run into a factor of 8 tracks. Remember, this is Ableton Lite Live, so this is a good thing because we just need to learn how to work it before we get to the 9 and 16 tracks. So let's Control Z as undo, so you can go back to your last step. Double click the clip, and you got your beat. And if you want to add drums, you go to the drum section where you have a drum rack. On Ableton Lite Live, we're gonna go through the instruments. You have a drum rack, an impulse, instrument racks filled with different simpler instruments, and a simpler. So if you drag in a drum rack, this is what this looks like. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quadrants of 16 pads, which you can lay your beats in. You can throw your sounds in, and how you would do that, you would press your keyboard first to see the yellow, and when you see the yellow, you will know that that is C4. So I would go to my file folder browser, go to samples, and just pull up a random sample. Or if you want to search your samples, go up here to the top and hit kick or snare or etc. And I found a kick, and I'm gonna drag it and drop it on C4. And so I have a drum on C4, and I want a snare, so I hit another note. I see D4 is open, so I'm gonna find me another. Yeah, I like that. So now you know that you got MIDI going through. So then you can go to your clip folder and double click and just click in, or whatever you want to do. If you want to record, but in this mode, it's session view. Session view is different from arrangement view, which will be on another video about arrangement view. But today is going to be just about session. So you got your beats in, and you want to play it. You hit the play. That's how you get your MIDI in, and you can hit B shortcut to draw notes in, and hit B to slide them around as in groups. Because once you lay down a drum, you can then, while it's all selected, you can then scroll it left and right, or replace whatever you have on the second beat. Cool. So, all right, now you know what the drum rack is. It houses all these instruments. And right here is a simpler. We haven't got on this yet, but if you, sometimes you'll run into this problem. You'll want to go to samples, and you're looking for a snare, and you don't see a snare. That's because you still have it on kick. So you want to exit it out, and it starts over, and then you can hit snare. Now you got your snare sound. So you drag it into something that is open. I see E3 is open on my keyboard. Cool. So now I got that laid out. Now I got a drum rack. Remember, we have 8 tracks, so let's eliminate some stuff. You right click and delete, right click and delete, and right click and delete. We'll use these later. So you're making your beat, and you know you're gonna be limited to 8 tracks. So what I would do, I was making an audio track, and I would go to the track, select it, and I would right click it. And by right clicking, freezing the track, what it do is plays it twice. It reruns it twice when it's exporting on fly, and you can see what it does. See, your track will turn blue because it's frozen. So what you would like to do, if you want to keep the MIDI, you hit Control, and then you slide it over to the audio. And if you click your audio, you have an audio wave sound, so you can go through it. You can mute this one. If you go left and right, same sound. So it's the same sound. So you're saving energy by making them audio files when you're a beginner. Just saving a lot of energy and CPU time, unless you got one of those fine MacBooks or gaming computers with the 1080 processors and all that stuff. So we're not going to talk about that, but if you right click, you can unfreeze the track because it will not play. See, if I froze it and I tried to play it, try to record over it, you couldn't. So you have to unfreeze it so you can then lay your melodies again. Cool. So that's one of my tips for today, is just the recording in Ableton Live and know what's going on. But okay, so if you want to delete yours, you can select it, and then you can hit delete or backspace. If you want to draw, it's hit B. And if you want to dupe the loop, make sure you select the loop brace, because this is the loop brace. Over this, you can not microphone, but a magnifying glass, and you can scroll up and down to see your MIDI notes. And if you hit fold, you can see and chromatically where you are on the beats. So this is a Ableton Live Lite beginner video. I got more just to show you how it works, and you can not be limited to something you buy for $100 at the store, and you can pretty much make banging beats with it. So that's my video for today. Thank y'all for listening, and I'll see y'all later.